we go. So this past Sunday was the new moon. And the reason it is significant is that it plays a role in Vedic astrology. And to explain, the Vedas are the scriptures of many Eastern religions, including just Buddhism, yoga. They're in there, even though Buddhism and yoga they're not really religions. There's this body of knowledge, this body of knowledge in the study. So Vedic, when they say Vedic New Year's, they're looking at all the people who have fall under that belief system. All right. So just to explain it. So it is, this new moon marks the end of the Vedic year of Shavari. And Shavari is translated as twilight. So think of twilight in terms of a time of day when your perception changes because there's not so much light, you can't see as well. And it's the beginning of the new year called the Plava, and that word implies flowing waters, streaming waters, like opening the floodgates kind of thing, streaming. And the idea of like a river that's constantly changing to open up to change. And it seems so appropriate for what we're all going through at this moment. And what it says here is that it's time to disentangle the knots of self-doubt, fear, confusion, or whatever else holds you back from positive change. So, get that out of the way. So with that, I wanted to offer this practice to focus on allowing change. So close your eyes and come inside. Bring your awareness to your breath. Begin to deepen your breath, and when you inhale, think about how you're inhaling new life, regenerating every cell in your body. And when you exhale, you want to let go of anything that gets in the way of this new life. So continue at your own pace. Return to your natural breath and open up your eyes. Right. So let's begin with our necks, opening up our necks. Send your right ear to your right shoulder and let your shoulder drop. So you don't want to lift your shoulder to your ear. You want to send your ear to your shoulder, and you'll feel a stretch on the left side of your neck. And breathe into it. Breathe in and release it. Breathe into it and release it. And bring your head up to neutral and over to the other side. Feeling the stretch now on your right neck. Breathe into it and let it loosen, let it soften. Breathe into it and release it. Once more, big breath and release it. Bring your head to neutral. Send your nose to the sky. Bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, upward. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale and exhale. And the next time your chin is to your chest, pause. And just look up for a moment and part your hair if it's in the way. And bring your hands on the two sides of these two muscles here that come down toward your shoulder blades. And put a little pressure and send it down and send it back up. And send it down, your fingers down, not a lot of pressure, just a little bit, and send it up. Bring it down and send it up. One more time, massage down and then up. And come back to your neutral head. Roll your shoulders forward. Then pause and send them back in the other way, the other direction. And then pause. Send your arms straight out to the sides. And then right arm over left, hug yourself. And cradle and roll from side to side. So we're stretching our shoulders here as we do a little twisting in the middle. Come back to center, send your arms out, left over right, hug yourself. This time, send your elbows up, send your elbows to your lap. Come to center, send your elbows over to the left. Center. Inhale, exhale to the right. Come to center, release your arms. All right. Right arm reaches up, left arm reaches down, fingers go down, fingers go up, look up at your right fingers, look down at your left fingers. Look up and then reach and look down. Switch. Look up as you reach up, look down as you reach down. Look up and down. And then come to neutral. Come back to your seat. Right. Right arm relaxes alongside your chair, or you can take hold of the leg of a chair or the seat of the chair. Send your left arm up alongside your left ear. Lateral stretch, your left side body stretching as your fingers move to the right. Bring both arms up to center. And let's go to the other side. Feel that stretch. Feel your ribs stretching. Feel your underarm stretching. And then bring both arms to center and bring them down alongside your body. Move away from the chair a little bit. Take hold of your chair, the seat, or the legs. For just a little bit of a back bend, a small back bend, look up. Inhale, exhale, curl your spine back behind you, bow your head. Inhale, look up. This is not a true cat and dog because this is a different kind of back bend, but you are shaping your back on an exhale into a bit of a cat spine. Again, inhale up, exhale down, and come back to neutral. Right. Now stay with your mountain spine. You're away from the chair. Send your right arm up, your left hand outside your right leg, and twist over to the right. Wrap your arm around the back of your chair or alongside your body and look over your right shoulder. Lift your right arm and twist back to center. And let's go over to the other side. So lift your right arm, right hand outside left arm, and wrap your left arm around the chair as you turn to look over your left shoulder. Left arm alongside left ear. On an exhale, twist back to center. So now we're going to do our cats and dogs, our full cats and dogs. So you need to be sufficiently away from the back of the chair so that you can do a nice big round cat spine. Hands on knees. As you come to your dog spine, you're going to send your elbows back behind you, your heart forward. For your dog, you slide your hands to your knees and curl your spine behind you. Keep that going at your own pace, noticing the shapes your spine is making for you. Notice the action of your shoulder blades, how they come together in the dog, spread apart in your cat. And notice anything along the way from cat to dog. And then next time you're in your cat spine, pause. And you're going to open your legs a little bit wider, just a little bit. And that's about 5 or 6 inches here. And you're going to send your nose down toward your thighs. You're going to send your nose forward and come up, all the way up. And you're going to come around to your cat again. Bring your nose down and let it come up. So now imagine that you are a dolphin and you're diving down under the water and you're coming up to take a breath and you're curling for those tourists and diving back down and up. And one last time, dive down and come up and stay up. Okay. Right. All right. So come to the edge of your chair again. Send your right leg out in front of you. You can lift it any amount. You want to straighten it so that you can make circles with your big toe. Yeah. And so that you're opening up your hip joint here right now, and pause and go the other way. And pause. Other side, left leg. And make those circles. Pause and go the other way. And bring your leg down and come back up to sit. Okay. Bring your hands to the seat of your chair. Come onto the ball of your right foot, lift your hip. Bring everything down, lift the other side, bring it down, go back and forth. And then come back to center. And make sure you're far away from the back of the chair again. You're going to come forward and make circles, make hip circles, going all the way around. So you're, once again, in this pose too, you are exercising, and you might feel it if you think about your glutes, your gluteus maximus and medius. There's a whole bunch of glutes there. And then pause when you're leaning forward and go the other way. So in addition to your hip joints getting a workout here, you have your glutes in action here. And come forward and pause there with your forearms on your thighs, and just breathe for a moment. Just breathe. And slide your hands back and come back to sit. Open your legs to the corners of your chair, and we will do a sun salutation. Right. Feet flat on the floor. Inhale, gather. Exhale, fold over your legs. So you will come between your legs, or you will put your forearms on your thighs and just hang over. If you have a block, you can bring your hands on the blocks inside your feet or onto the floor if you can reach the floor. Whether your hands are on the floor or your forearms are on your thigh, you can release your right arm, fan open to the right. Bring your hand back down. Come up halfway to a flat back. Fold back down. Fly out and up and down the center line. All right, let's do the other side. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Right arm stays on the floor, right hand on the floor, or forearm on your right thigh. Fan open to the left. You can come up onto your fingertips, and that might help make your twist a little deeper. Bring your arm back down, your hand back down. come up to a flat back. Fold back down. Spread your wings, come out and up and down the center line. All right. So open your legs again, or leave them where they were if they're still at the corners of your chair. And imagine that there's this great big tree in front of you. So we're going to be tree huggers today. So you're going to wrap, it could be a beach ball but it's got to be a big one if you'd rather hug a beach ball. Wrap your arms around that tree or the ball. Interlace your fingers and keep the tension there so that because you're hugging, whatever it is you're hugging. And you're going to lengthen your spine. And you're going to bring that item close to you as you come back to sit straight up in your chair. You're going to move forward, continuing that hug. You're going to send your spine, your torso back up to sit upright in the chair. And you're going to reach forward again, back to hugging. Release your arms and come back up to sit. Okay. So let's come up to stand. So in light of our new moon and the idea of moving from an era of somewhat darkness into positive change, like to do a salute to the moon. So we start by stepping our feet far apart. So your chair is here and you can do these poses with one arm always holding the chair, all right? So you know that by now. Otherwise, your arms come into a V shape, your legs in a V shape, or more like a triangle, pyramid, right? 5-pointed star, so let the crown of your head reach up. So that's one of the points of your stars, of your star. You're going to take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, you're going to feel the full moon cuddle against your curve of your spine, your back bend. So open up your heart for a full moon back bend. And come back to a straight spine. Bring your hands together. Interlace your fingers, your index fingers reaching up. So those two index fingers become your stylus. Soften your knees. Inhale, exhale, draw the half moon. Inhale, retrace that half moon. Release your arms. You're going to step your feet together. Step your right foot forward, your left foot back behind you, kind of like warrior one. You're going to bring one hand behind you or both. And if you bring both, you can interlace your fingers. Yeah. So right is forward, yeah. Okay. And you're going to come forward into a flat back over your right thigh. The crown of your head reaching forward, your sits bones reaching back behind you. You can lift your arms maybe or maybe not. It's a lot on your shoulders, so just know that. So they can, and you can relax your arms as well. This is the quarter moon, the number 4. And then push into your feet, come to stand, straighten your leg. Release your arms. Bring your arms overhead. Whoops, no, send them back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Open up your heart, stargazer. Release your arms. Bend your front knee. Step your left foot forward or your right back so both your feet are together. All right. I know what I forgot. I knew I forgot something. All right, here it is. Bring your hands overhead. That little multi-purpose index fingers. Now they're going to help us to create crescent moons. Inhale, exhale, waxing moon. And again, you can do that with one arm, right? Inhale to center, exhale, waning moon. Inhale to center. And then we're going to step our feet apart. Bend your knees, send your toes at a 45-degree angle. Make sure your knees are over your middle toe. And bring one or both arms into a cactus shape. Bend your knees any amount for a goddess pose, our moon. Bring your right hand in front of your belly. And if you are using the chair, you're simply going to curl to the right. If you're not, your left arm frames your head. Inhale to center, back to your goddess. Goddess still needs to dance a little bit over to the other side. Come back to center. Release your arms. Toes are forward. Bend your knees. Slide your hands down, or hand down, and come to a flat back. Slide your hands all the way down. Begin to straighten your legs just a little, or any amount, whichever is comfortable. Let the crown of your head hang down. You should be folding from your hip creasers. We did a lot of work there earlier, so they should be nice and juicy now. So you are now exposing the new moon, the dark side of the moon. Push your feet into the mat, send your arms straight out, bend your knees to soften your standing pose. Bring your feet together and just pause for a moment. So we're going to do that one more time to do the other side. 5-pointed star, we'll do it a little faster this time. Full moon. Hands together, ready to draw. Soften your knees. Draw that half moon. Retrace it to bring you back up. This time, I'm going to get it right. Bring your feet together, your index finger pointing upward, and we're going to start on the left side this time. Inhale, exhale, waning moon. Inhale, exhale, waxing moon. Inhale, release your arms. Step your left foot forward. Your right foot is back behind you this time. Arms back behind you in Yoga Mudra. Inhale and exhale, come forward for the quarter moon. If your shoulder joints are flexible enough, you can send your knuckles to the sky for the tail of the number 4. Push your feet into the mat, come back up. Straighten your leg, release your arms. Oh no, let's leave them there. That's a great way to look at the stars. Stargazer. Release your arms, step back, step your feet back together. Okay, open them nice and wide. Bend your knees and slide your hands down your legs and do it very gradually. We're going to come to a wide-legged forward fold. Let your head hang down. Let your toes now point forward. And expose the new moon. Push your feet into the mat, bend your knees, open out to the side, bring your prayer down to your heart, step your feet together. All right. Excellent. Okay. So just pause for a moment. And up next, we will do balancing. Do some balancing, yeah? Before we come back to our chair. Come on to the ball of your right foot. Open it out to the side. Now, just take a look at me for a moment. So just notice what just happened here. So let me do that again. So I'm coming on the ball of my right foot, sending my leg out. What we don't want is this. You know, we do this all the time, right? And yoga wants us not to do that, not good for your hips, right? So come on the ball of your right foot and maintain that straight line along from your hip all the way down to your foot, right? So your weight now is on that left leg and it needs that stability to hold your weight, right? So that when you turn your foot out, and make sure your left foot is flat, all 5 toes flat. Don't try to grab the mat with your toes. It doesn't work. I know I do that too. But turn your leg out. You can just lean your heel against your ankle, or you can bring your foot to your calf. And when you do that, send your calf into your foot into your calf. And maybe you want to grow your tree. And then bring it down. All right. Other side. Come on the ball of your left foot. And again, keep your weight straight on your right leg, No sticking your hip out. Open your left leg out to the side. You can leave it leaning against your ankle or bring it up to your calf. Had to walk a little bit away from that chair while I'm holding it, right? And maybe you'll grow your tree. And bring it down. And shake your legs out. And then we'll come back to sit. So separate your legs a little bit. Okay. So we're going to do our inversion. So send your arms straight out and overhead. And then spread your wings as your torso comes down, folding, hinging from your hip socket. And come down any amount, just bow your head when you get there. You can come inside your legs like we did earlier and hang over. Or you can be up here with your forearms on your thighs and your head just hanging over. Whichever one of these positions works best for you. And very gently, just unfold. Just unfold. Slowly, slowly letting your last body part to unfold be your head. So keep your chin to your chest until your back is against the back of the chair. And then bring your head to neutral. Right. And just now begin to relax yourself. It's time for a Shavasana. So you're just going to settle in, come to the most comfortable position. Yeah. And let your shoulders relax. Let your arms relax. Maybe you want them to just hang by your side the way you would be in a Shavasana on your back. Or let your forearms rest on your thighs, your hands. Let everything let go. Just let go. You can bow your head if that's most comfortable. And just let go. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will take me onto my path. Take a deep breath and let it go. Begin to reawaken your body. Wiggle your toes. Shake your arms out. Roll your head. Roll your shoulders. And now that we have come awake from our class, we can go right back into our meditation. All right, so whenever you are ready, your feet are flat on the earth, your hands on your lap, with your palms down, you are further grounded. So your feet flat on the earth is what grounds you, what makes you feel connected to earth, to foundation. And the same with your hands in this case as they rest on your lap. But you can also reverse your hands so that they're facing in a receiving position. Either way. Close your eyes and come inside. You're going to focus on your breath, but this time you're not going to change it in any way, just your natural breath, your life force, the most important thing you do every day, every second. With your next breath, find yourself outdoors. Find yourself in a rustic area, like in a mountainside. Notice what's around you. Notice the sky. Trees, rock formations. And then notice that right before you, in the mountainside, there is what looks like a cave. And you can see that the sun is at the right position now to stream a light inside this cave. So you walk up to the cave. And as you enter the cave, you are amazed by these cave paintings, ancient cave paintings. And they're all on this one side. It's a very large surface area. And there are 4 separate, what look like murals, separate stories depicted. And above all 4 of these panels, there is a straight line of a single color, a light color. And it looks like the artist was depicting the sky because there are birds flying. There is a sun right in the middle of the second and third mural. It's so clearly the day. And then right up above, there's another strip that's a dark color. And you see stars, and you also see the phases of the moon. How amazing. Nighttime over daytime, going across all 4 panels. And from the distance, you can see the big picture of all of these 4 murals. And you can't quite make out what they're depicting, so you walk a little closer to the first one on the very left, and there seems to be pictograms of men and fighting. There are bows and arrows streaming through the air, and bodies piled. Mass destruction, a war must have happened here, you think. It is very disturbing. It is so much chaos, all in this one frame. And you're so disturbed by it that you step back for a moment, and you notice that the second panel has a series of circles in it. And to try and understand more about these circles, you walk closer, and you notice that there are circles interconnected with other circles, like little circles connected to make one big circle. And each of these circles are made up of men, women, children holding hands to create one circle, and then the next, and then the next, and they all link together to form, and they're beautiful. They're very beautiful, different colors. You wonder how they were able to do this intricate work. And while surely it means connection, there must be a greater message. You step back. And in the third panel, you see what looks like a beautiful landscape. You move closer and you see indeed a landscape with trees and animals, every type of animal. And a field that looks like it's something is growing, perhaps wheat or corn. And then there are bushels of fruits and vegetables, berries and grains. And it looks so loving and peaceful. This beautiful picture of our earth, you think, wow, of our land. And then you step over to the next panel, and you notice that there is a man standing nearby. He has a headband around his head. His hair is long. There's a feather tucked into the headband. Over his shirt, he's wearing a vest beaded, and you think to yourself, he looks like a shaman, a native certainly of this ancient land. And he turns to look at you and smiles. And you ask him if he could be your guide. He smiles back at you and walks you over to the first panel. And you say, why all this destruction, carnage? And he says, all of these 4 frames are all of us. They depict human nature. They depict our lives. And the first is when we have allowed greed and hatred and anger to mask all of the love that we were brought into this earth with. And yes, it's chaotic and disturbing, but sometimes the worst needs to happen before we can emerge into pure love, which is what you see in this second panel, pure, interconnected love, returning to our true selves, our true nature. And the third panel depicts the result of that love, the abundance, the harmony of earth and human and beast. And you have chills running up and down your spine at this beautiful story. And then you walk over to the fourth, the two of you, and you say to him, but I don't understand. Why is this frame empty? Why is it bare? And he turns to you and he smiles and he says, because it is yours to fill in. It is yours to paint, to create the next stage in your life. So begin to fill it in. And as you take these chalks that he hands to you and you begin to draw your painting, your future, he seems to have gone. He's no longer there. And you are left now to spend this time to fill in the change that you want to see, your new world, knowing that you cannot go back to the beginning. You can only move forward. Take a deep breath and let it go. Come back into your body. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow your head. Wiggle your toes. Roll your head from side to side. And then when you're ready, as you lift your head, you will begin to open your eyes when your head is fully erect. Your eyes will be wide open. Thank you so much for being with me today.